The Dome at America's Center. Those are the standings that we were describing. Both 2-0, both teams off to excellent starts. Battlehawks decided to kick off, and for DC will have a chance. Of course, a week ago, right on ABC in primetime, rolling through an option pass for a fourth quarter two-point conversion that was critical in coming up with the win. Glad you're with us as we are underway from St. Louis. And here is Roland on the return. As he makes his way out towards the 30-yard line.
Back on the same page today, but look for him to use his legs a little bit more today as well.
We'll start on the ground. A flag comes down as Abram Smith was met by Travis Feeney right at the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Okay, so we have the legal formation.
He wants it.
He wants it.
Illegal formation, offense, number 19 is covering up with an eligible receiver. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's first down.
Well, first play of the game, you saw that go to Abram Smith. They got to get the run game going. So whether it's Deion Jackson or Abram Smith, DC needs to get the ground game going. Because if they don't, you just heard his name, Travis Feeney and Dylan Paynu beat on the other side, two of the best pass rushers in the UFL. If you can't run the football, Ta'amu's going to have to deal with those two guys, and that's a nightmare for DC.
Here's Smith. As he gets a gain of about 3 yards there. And the flag comes down again. And Banks heads up.
Yeah, he wants it.
99. 99. Yep.
'99 is Austin Falu.
Offside. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
You can already see the commitment to the run game by Fred Kais, the offensive coordinator for DC.
Here we go. Let's
Longest
go again.
run last week was just 9 yards. They're going to find a way to create some explosives.
Force, alert
get things
46.
going on the ground, make it a little easier on their quarterback.
Anthony Beck did not like that call, man, because he wants this offense backed up with this crowd.
Anthony Beck in his third season as the head coach of St. Louis.
Just said the Nables against the run as well.
That ball is batted. And once again, it was Feeney. Man, oh man, is he active early on.
Travis Feeney is making his presence felt in the run game through the air.
11 personnel.
The 32-year-old former 6th-round pick.
Rush Hercules.
Rush Hercules.
Rush Hercules.
Former NFL star defensive back Donnie Abraham, the defensive coordinator for the Battlehawks. Third down and 13. Ta'amu goes over the middle. It's going to be well short of the line to gain as he connects with Briley Moore, and Cameron Kelly made the tackle.
Boy, tried to chip on Travis Feeney there on that one, and he still had a free run at Ta'amu. Was able to get the ball out of his hands, but sticks there on third down.
Former Tennessee Vol Paxton Brooks punts it away to former Ole Miss Rebel Ja'Cour Pearson as the return man for St. Louis. Pearson driven back to the 16-yard line, and the coverage is able to wrap him up near the 21-yard line. A week ago, Manny Wilkins. Sailors goes straight ahead, tries to muscle his way out to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 touchdowns. He's been the best player in the UFL the last through the first 2 weeks has Jacob Sailors, but Ja'Cour Pearson, he's a return guy. They got to find ways to get him the ball in space. And for DC's defense, it's Hines and Sunogo. Both the linebackers, huge responsibility of slowing down the #1 rushing attack in the UFL so far, and also keeping an eye on where Manny Wilkins is if he creates outside the pocket.
Hines, who you mentioned, number 57, he's wearing our chest cam today. They go with the orbit motion, and it is absolutely blown up. Frank Darby taken down by Sam Kidd. What a play by Kidd.
You have to do this against St. Louis. You have to keep...
Puts him in a 3rd and 15 hole.
We're live.
Wilkins. There was pressure right on him as the ball is being fought for. I don't know if that was a forward pass or they're going to rule it a fumble.
Yeah, Andre Mintz.
It's a fumble recovered by the defense. It's first down, DC.
Wow, DC defenders come up huge.
Yeah, Mintz rushing off the edge, gets his left hand. And Blandino took a look at that, confirmed it in the former Vandy product.
Here we go.
Go Doors. Mintz getting involved. A big play early for DC.
We heard from Blake Williams, their new defensive coordinator, how strong Mintz has come on recently. He proved it there. Huge play early on here on the road for the defenders.
This has been a frustration for this DC offense. They want to go
Snap was
fast.
made prior to the ready to play. We'll replay the downs. First down.
Offensive coordinator Fred Keyes is kind of complaining, man, these refs just hold us. We're trying to go. Nobody's subbing. But this is the area of the field that this offense has to convert touchdowns.
29% touchdown percentage in the red zone this
That is
season.
not a winning formula. Too many field goals, too many stalled drives. It really came down to their inability to run the football down here inside the 20.
Sprint right for Tomo, looking to throw back, and he does so late, and that was dangerous. It just wasn't there, as Briley Moore was the intended target on the tight end. When Terrio Cole was breaking on that ball, nearly had a chance at it. 2nd down and 10. To Amu, to the end zone, and that ball is overthrown and incomplete. Looking for 5'8" Chris Rowlands.
Rowland gets caught up a little bit at the top of his drop. This is an area where I'm surprised they don't use Jordan Ta'amu's legs a little bit more, right? Fred Keyes, the offensive coordinator, protected him a little bit last year. Was banged up a lot, but he's a really good runner. At Ole Miss, he was a great runner in the SEC. You'd love to see him use his legs down here, but now on 3rd and 10, it's a passing situation, so
We got the look we want. They're wide.
Good coverage by Lucas Dennis on that last play. Now a 3rd down and 10. This after the fumble recovery by DC. Wide open in the end zone, but again off target, looking for Rowlands.
Just a blown coverage there.
30-yard field goal attempt. He's got NFL experience as he drills this up and in. So a quick cash in. Beatons here as we wrap up week 3. The DC defenders with a field goal lead against the St. Louis Battlehawks. Both pass rushers doing their job early on. In the case of DC, it was the sack, fumble, and recovery that put the ball in play, served it on a silver platter to get points on the board. This is Blake Jackson on the return. Big hit. St. Louis. Oh, and a flag comes down. St. Louis, coached by one of the real tough guys in football, Anthony Becht. Consecutive NFL games.
If that don't get you jacked up, ready to strap it up out of your master's slumber on a Sunday, I don't know what will.
They picked up the flag. It's called face mask on the field. So it's 1st down for St. Louis at the 24-yard line. Sailors Can't find much at all. All right, let's bring in Aaron Dolan. Aaron, listen, St. Louis has a distinct home field advantage that not many have with this crowd here.
That they do, and they were laying 6.5 points when this line closed. They're currently laying 2.5 points, and that total has come down just prop. That was a 24.5 and it closed at 35.5.
He's already been targeted 3 times. Of course, had a chance at a touchdown moments ago. It was overthrown. Oh, another big hit on Wilkins as that pass rush has been getting there. Ball came out, but it was recovered by Chase Allen. And again, it was Mitz. He is off to a dynamic start. This first quarter early on for St. Louis as DC's best pass rusher is showing up. 3rd down and 23 because of it as they set up the screen. And Sailors just wraps around the corner. Will you look at that? Just trying to make the most of it. And on 3rd and 23, he gets it all the way out to the 28-yard line where the punt team will jog onto the field.
Boy, that was like an and 1 mixtape. DeAndre Baker just got crossed up, the former first-round draft pick. Luckily, didn't convert to a first down, but he's known for his coverage skills. He's a guy that can come up and tackle as well. That time just got put in a blender by Jacob Sailors. What a great start for this DC defense, though. Obviously, Greg Williams, defensive coordinator, stepped down, taking a job at Tennessee State. His son, Blake Williams, taking over the defensive coordinator responsibilities. They're playing energized early.
Sterling Hoffrichter played his college ball at Syracuse on to punt away. And they're going to blow this dead before the snap.
Timeout before the snap.
Timeout, St. Louis. That's their first of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
Frustration from Anthony Becht. Of course, anything that's pre-snap drive coach is crazy. Tom?
Yeah, just standing right next to Anthony Becht. You know, basically anything that can go wrong has gone wrong here in the first quarter. Keep in mind, this has been the most vaunted run offense in the UFL, and they've not been accustomed to being behind the chains. Then you put your kicking game out there, and you've got to call a timeout to avoid a penalty. They've got to settle down. He is really upset with the lack of execution and mode of operation of the kicking game and the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, this DC defense is kind of built to stop the run. They're going to stack the line of scrimmage, 10 guys within 4 or 5 yards, especially on early downs. We'll see next time St. Louis gets the ball what their answer for that is.
Chris Rowland is the punt returner for DC. He was top 5 in the league last year, but Hoffrichter drives the ball all the way to the 9-yard line. And Rowland able to regain some of that yardage. All right, Jordan, this DC.
Abram Smith obviously tore his ACL last year in camp, took all of last year off, shaking some rust off. They got to get number 4 going for this offense.
Ta'amu with quick strike and able to secure it with Sanders. And Sanders goes ahead for 8 yards.
And Braylon Sanders, the former Ole Miss product, just activated this week, trying to find a guy to mix
that leverage there. And it's going to be, I think, 3rd down and maybe the length of a football.
No, too tight. No, sorry.
They're going in.
Base. Rhino. Base. They're going 3 tight. They're going 29 lead. 29 lead.
DC brings in a couple extra offensive linemen and tight ends. They're in their heavy package. Little T-bone.
Smith able to get the first down for DC. Interesting to see some of the bodies they brought in to that offensive package there.
Liam Fornadell, one of those guys that was just re-signed last week.
Put Jahari Branch in the backfield. 326-pound guard. Ta'amu going to take a shot downfield, and a good effort going up for it for Powell, but it's incomplete as he was covered by Peyton Jones.
And kind of the story of last week as well, just a little bit off on all these throws downfield. First in the NFL, would love to get 14 going.
Yeah, played 5 years for Dabo Swinney, 5 ACC titles, a couple CFP natties. Play action on 2nd and 10. Chance for a strike downfield and right into the hands of Scott. Ty Scott, touchdown Defenders. A 62-yard touchdown reception.
Threw them all last week.
Yep. Ortho home defense conversion attempts. As the slant comes up short on the 2-point attempt. This presentation of the UFL.
Miss Ola, we're checking in on you. We love you.
It's a good way to get a shout out with a 62-yard touchdown. Gary Jennings on the return for St. Louis as he is forced out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line.
Great little look at Jordan Thomas leaving, put it up there, and again, first time in the last couple of weeks we've seen Jordan Thomas put that ball on the money. Not try to place it, not baby it. Those were those underthrows last week. This time, confidence, let it rip, and it was right on the money.
Sailors looking for any running room, but this defensive line of DC has been very stout so far. That's Derek Roberson with the tackle.
Yeah, this defensive front is really, really good for DC. They've kind of anchored this defense so far. The secondary's always been super talented. No push so far from St. Louis.
Blake Williams, who you see as the defensive coordinator on the field. His father, Greg Williams, of course, the veteran NFL defensive coordinator. He's taken a college job at Tennessee State. So he stepped aside this week, and Blake, who's been on the staff, calls the defense, works very closely with the staff throughout the entire process, takes over the duties. And again, look at Wilkins just trying to survive, and finally is brought down by Roberson.
Yeah, it was the double A-gap pressure by these line.
We'll try to get a completion.
Well, the chip protection will be necessary based on what we've seen. They do get better pass protection, but it is intercepted. That ball is picked off. Second turnover of the game goes DC's way. This defense is on fire.
Yeah, protection was great here. The problem is Wilkins is going to start out to his right, and if you're throwing a comeback, as soon as you hit your last step of your drop and you
Tamu on the slant, it's incomplete. Eric.
Michael, this defense is playing out of their mind right now. You just got your hands on that football. What'd you see from the quarterback?
Third and long. Playing the sticks, but I'm playing it true. Stepped in front of it and grabbed it.
What can we attest this performance to?
a little more juice. This is a big offensive line for DC. Not able to get the run game going here close to the red zone, though. So another third and long situation. Got to protect Jordan Ta'amu. Give him time.
3rd down and 6. Ta'amu. That is incomplete as he was trying to connect with Cornell Powell. So Matt McCrane, the place kicker, will come out.
The only place that Ta'amu could have put it. Otherwise, he leaves that inside. It's an interception. And once again, man, this is going to be the game. If St. Louis can weather the storm early here, force field goals, it's a long 4-quarter game, even though it hasn't gone their direction early.
42-yard attempt for McCrane, as he is able to drive it through. And it's a 12-zip lead on the road in this battle of 2-0 teams.
Well done.
And they just make a party of it, too. We were talking, Tom Luganville made the comment the other day. It's almost like Halloween costumes every single week when you come to a Battlehawks game. But right now, they're going to need to rally some support for the home team. Very talented roster. But they are in a hole early on after 2 turnovers and then the big strike. Let's check in with our betting analyst, Aaron Dolan. Aaron, you got a road dog with a 12-zip lead.
That's right, and that's moved the spread in favor of them by 14 points. This is a 14-point swing so far to start this game. In St. Louis, they have only allowed, so far to start the season, just 3 points in the first half alone. But this is the most points they've allowed in the first quarter in this season as well as last season. We're also seeing the total uptick a little bit to 42.5.
Let's go.
Which is very uncommon in what we've seen in the UFL early on this season.
Right spot. Okay, we got fake 13 counter, extract the right on 1. Scatter. Move. Turbo set.
They go with the end around. It's Pearson. And it is well blocked for him as he makes his way out to the 42-yard line.
Bunch left past 14 Willie, X-Rage.
Coordinator for St. Louis.
Bunch left past 14 Willie, X-Rage on a turbo.
Longtime NFL wide receivers coach, most recently was on Coach Prime's staff in Colorado.
Turbo set.
Play action. Wilkins with time. And he's going to use his legs and get a big chunk play out of it. Still going down the sideline. Would you look at this from Manny Wilkins? I think DC assumed he was stepping out of bounds. The next thing you know, he's striding down towards the goal line. A 58-yard rushing touchdown by Manny Wilkins.
And this was the difference with this offense. Last week, the legs of Manny Wilkins.
And this time he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Stand 10.
Bear Mike to lurk. 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 Bear Mike to lurk.
Week 1 is the full-time defensive coordinator for Blake Williams, taking over for his father, who stepped aside to take a college job.
Watch the ball.
Blake himself has NFL experience as a defensive coordinator and a longtime NFL assistant coach.